an honor to be what we call an ambassador diamond with ASEA. And what that basically means is that I saw the vision of how this incredible company had these amazing products and how these products can help people's lives. And I saw that when I was actually working in an integrated medical clinic, where I saw the redox do extraordinary things. And so I decided to really make it my passion and mission in life to educate people about these products. And the redox products have done things that I never thought were possible, to be completely honest. After 25 years of experience in the health and wellness field, I saw results and people heal from things that I never thought were possible, including myself. I had 20 years of a multi-systemic bacterial infection of 3 different types of bacteria, usually transmitted through ticks, and that resulted in also an autoimmune disease of my thyroid, causing low thyroid function. And in mid-2013, I literally could barely get out of bed. Many days I couldn't get out of bed. I'd be in bed all day. I thank goodness I finally got a diagnosis through sending bloods to America. Found out that I had a disease that apparently we don't have in Australia, that the government refuses to acknowledge it. I used the redox and integrated medicine, and I completely recovered. And then during my experience of working in an integrated medical clinic with the best practitioners and therapists that I've had the pleasure to work with, and I've been able to meet, I have seen an extraordinary amount of results that defy previous experience through using this technology. After years of using the redox, the company then came out with some cellular nutrition products, and that was such a blessing, because for complete cellular health, we really need 2 things. We need the redox signaling molecules in order to signal for the cells to do what they're meant to do. So every time a cell needs to detect a problem, protect itself, repair itself, replace itself, it uses these redox signaling molecules to do that. But it also requires raw materials. It requires very good nutrition, the building blocks for the cell to be healthy. So total cellular health requires both redox and cellular nutrition. So we have other presentations that talk more about the redox technology. And today I want to go into the nutritional line that the ASEA company has brought out. So I'm just going to share my screen with you so you can see that. And while I do that, I want to invite you to participate in the call. Obviously, I'll do my best to respond to your questions and so forth. But what I encourage you to pop your questions and comments into the chat box. And hopefully some of the other facilitators can answer those things as we go along. We do have a prize draw at the end of the presentation today. So please pop your, pop comments and pop your name in there. Tell us what's going on in your part of the world today. We've got a pretty mild autumn day. It's a little bit of rain and overcast, but I'm still in shorts and a shirt, and so grateful to be in Southeast Queensland, particularly at this time of crisis throughout the world, and so grateful to these amazing products to help me stay well. Okay, so this is the ASEA Via nutritional range from ASEA, and there are 4 products in the range, and that is Source, Biome, LifeMax, and Omega. And we're going to talk about how these products can help and why they are so spectacular. During the course of my career, I've literally worked in multiple clinics and different distribution models, and being a practitioner myself, and sold millions of dollars in nutritional products. What that accumulated into what I thought at the time was my dream business of a health food shop and natural therapies clinic, where I had up to $120,000 worth of product on the shelf. That is a lot of product. I had over 5,000 different items, and my top selling items were in the same categories as these products that we're going to talk about today. That being a multivitamin, multi-mineral, the Source is a macronutrient, the Biome being a probiotic and a prebiotic product that is really amazing for the digestive system, and the Omega product being an omega-3 product because nearly everyone on the planet, well, many people, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people on the planet, unfortunately, are overinflamed, and we have a ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 problem. And then the LifeMax, which is really anti-aging and a really cutting-edge nutritional herbal formula to help our genetic expression and immune system and all sorts of stuff. So these are phenomenal products, and they're very much aligned with what my top sellers were when I had my health food shop. But in the last kind of days, 2011 was the last year I was really engaged with the mainstream supplement industry And that's where I was really horrified to discover the way a lot of these things are manufactured was unethical and quite unnatural. And I have always been on the search for the best products and the best way for nature to heal itself. And we live in a world where the vast majority of the mainstream products do not do that. It's actually very, very hard to find the top quality products that are totally natural based. And that's why I'm so grateful to ASEA. The redox technology is literally native. It's not organic or natural, it's native. It's the same as what we have in our body. And these products are very clean products. They're food-based products. They're you know, as cleaner, best quality products that I've been able to find. So I was super grateful that ASEA had that ethical approach to creating such high quality products. So let's get into it and talk a little bit more about them. What's going on there? I'm trying to fast forward. Okay, so why do you need supplements? So unfortunately, as we, you know, for the last 100 years, we've stormed ahead with our chemicals and in a commercialized world where the population's booming, and our farming practices have changed very much. Today, you seem to be a bit of the unusual one if you're eating organic, but 100 years ago, everyone ate organic. But now we are seeing monoculture and a massive depletion of soils, a massive degradation in topsoil, erosion and so forth. So the depletion of the nutrition in the soil is why so many people are actually deficient in deficient in nutrition themselves. The ability to absorb food decreases as age, but also with the contamination of the food chain, with chemicals, with prescription medication, illness and disease and aging, all contributes to have a lower absorption as well, even stress. And in another interview and Facebook Live we did today, we talked about how you eat is really important as to how you absorb food as well. The transportation and the processing of products, so things are not picked in the backyard. They're often picked thousands of kilometers away. They're picked green. Sometimes they use chemicals to artificially ripen things, or they might be refrigerated for 6 months before they're actually placed on the shelves in the supermarket. The toxin death, the last count I heard was 86,000 registered chemicals in the world. Obviously, they didn't exist not that long ago, literally only 100 years ago. The vast majority of that didn't exist. So these are all things that are accumulating to really show the degradation of our food chain, and the reduction in minerals is really, really key in our food chain as well. Many years ago, 20 plus years ago, I was in college studying nutrition, and I remember doing an analysis of an organic tomato and a mainstream tomato. Now, this is 20 years ago, and the mainstream tomato literally didn't have a whole bunch of the minerals that the organic tomato had in it. And some of these minerals were absolutely critical to the production of red blood cells, which we turn over every 120 days. So, you know, some of the most fundamental parts of nutrition that our bodies require to build our cells is just simply not in a lot of mainstream fruits and vegetables. So it really is a wake-up call when you see this science. This is not just my opinion. You know, this is based on my experience and being in the industry for a long time. Our food today is not what it used to be, and it is a leading contributor to why so many people are suffering from disease and ill health. Autoimmune disease is through the roof, and gut issues are through the roof. So the better you can increase your nutrition, the better you can help your cells be healthy. Okay, what's it doing that for? It's clicking up here again. Okay, so the decline in nutrient content of crops from the 1950s to 1999, you can see it's gone down a lot.
The slideshow's not working, Justin.
Thank you for letting me know. That's really kind of important.
Your chat, darling.
Yeah, I'm.
Frozen. He is frozen.
Nikki, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so I dropped out for a second there as well. I apologize.
Yeah, it's showing you've got low internet.
Okay. All right. Can you see that now?
Yes, that is working now.
All right. My apologies for that, everyone. A little bit of an issue there. There we go. So there's the range. There is some of the dot points I've talked about, and the decline in nutrient content of the crops. So declining nutritional value in fruits and vegetables is very well studied, and it's happening at an alarming rate. So all supplements are not equal. This is what I was talking about. And the longer I was involved with this mainstream supplement industry, the more I discovered that the vast majority of supplements on the market were synthetic or were created in a way that just did not have the bioavailability. The trend of nutrition is to put more and more of the nutrition into the supplement, but that nutrition that's being put into it is often synthetically made. And so what I see and what many people agree is the future of nutrition as supplements and supplementation and functional foods is to increase the bioavailability. That really is the key. It's what you absorb that counts. It's not what is necessarily on the label. And ultimately, I think it's very complicated to start to get into an analysis of what's in that product and what's in that product and what is the whole chain and where does it come from and that sort of thing. So yes, there is definitely a good argument to be aware of that and to look at that. But when it comes to the crunch, what I've discovered is if it works, I'm happy. Empirical evidence is where things work, and I've learned to trust my intuition or my gut more and use things like kinesiology and see if things are a stress to my body or not. Look at the quality of the product as to how it suits you. And that's what I've found with more food-based and higher bioavailable products. I get a much better response that my body likes it, and I don't have any side effects of taking a product such as a synthetic product. Okay. You can see that all right now, Nikki? So there's another message in there about not being able to see the whole thing. Okay, so these are the four products in the range. There's the Source, which really is a whole food nutritional product. So it's a micronutrient supplement. They like to call it that rather than a multivitamin, multi-mineral. But so there's macronutrition and micronutrition in that. Gut health supplement, the Biome, probiotic and prebiotic, Life Max anti-aging and vitality formula, and the Omega heart and brain health. That's why they call it essential fatty acids. Okay, so these are natural, non-GMO ingredients. So yeah, this is as clean as possible a product that I have ever discovered. And it was very, very hard for me to find these kind of level of products before coming to ASEA. In fact, we used to import things from the US, and these products turned out to be even better. So no synthetics and fillers is very important too. A lot of products have got fillers in them. So as you can see, we have a lot of stresses on the body. We've got degradation of the soil. We've got a lot of people are subjected to medication and chemicals in their body and vaccinations and all sorts of things there. We've got massive environmental pollution, and a lot of people are eating food that's not particularly good, like empty carbs, like white foods, your flour, your sugar, your grains and so forth that are just not a lot of nutrition in them. So there's more and more of an argument to have a better quality nutrition. It says here the average American scores less than 60 out of 100 for a diet quality. And I'm sure there's plenty of people on the call or watching the recording that can agree with the difficulty in having a perfect diet. I can't say my diet's perfect all the time either, and I'm fairly well educated in this area. So it really is important for people to take some action in supplementing their nutrition. But then it's a case of which one? How do you go? And that's what I said about empirical evidence. Find one that works really well for you. I've never had as much positive feedback as I had for these supplements, and I sold a lot. So the Source is the go-to day-to-day fundamental one. So it's your foundation with your micronutrients. So it's got a whole bunch of minerals in there, which is very hard to find in a mainstream supplement, to have so many different minerals in there. And this is there's multiple ingredients as a part of this supplement. It's zero synthetics, and that's pretty key. And it's got lots of cofactors in there, so it absorbs really, really well. The sea vegetable blend has 26 different superfoods in there, so you're getting a little bit of a lot of different things. You're getting the diversity, and superfoods, functional foods is a great way to absorb things. It's really one of my favorites, and I was going very heavily into superfoods before the end of my time in the nutritional supplement industry. I was really going from supplements more to functional foods. What's great about Source is it's got these superfoods in it as well. So the Icelandic red algae there, because it's a great range of sea minerals. The fermented active B vitamins in there, that's pretty cool. So the way they've created that, they're food-based and out of the guavas and the lemons and so forth. And they activate them, they grow them on a ferment, and then they deactivate it. So it's not a problem for Candida or SIBO or anything like that. So I love those B vitamins, and I've got an issue where I have a active B vitamin issue, and I seem to be totally fine on this product. I haven't needed to supplement with other B vitamins since using this product. And they're glycoprotein, so that means that they're very easily digested in the body. 20, 30 odd years ago, companies were built on the fact that they had glycoproteins as their nutrition. That was their defining factor. Well, these are all nutrients in here. And like I said, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb that really counts. So that's what I'd like you to consider when you're looking at what products you're going to use, is how well do you absorb it, and start to take note of things that change. What happens when you absorb it? If you're currently using other supplements, take note of how your gut feels when you eat it. So here's a couple of the stories that people have given feedback to us about what happened when they started using this technology. So fewer aches and pains, more energy and clarity, no cravings. I even found I was forgetting to take my second ASEA dose. That's a pretty big call because many of us find that we get so much energy from that. Run out a week ago, so back to my old supplements and noticing aches and pains, and cravings are back, as well as reduced clarity. I can't wait for my order to arrive. I really struggled with cravings for a lot of my life, and until I really understood that cravings were because I was missing something, and I started to find quality products that could address those cravings, did my cravings go away? So that is a key thing. If you feel like you've got cravings, then please start to look at what you could be missing. Your body's communicating to you what it needs. Nothing noticeable for the first 2 weeks, then increased eliminations, improved stamina, and increased hunger reduction from Janice Dance there. So thanks, Janice, for your story. But that's pretty amazing. More energy, no aches and pains, new hair growth on front of scalp, eating less, and no cravings. Thanks, Jen. So again, there's no cravings again. And more energy. When you digest really well, you have better energy. And Cheryl said a clarity of mind and energy within 4 days of starting, mood very improved as well. Okay, so improvement of quality of life with good nutrition and good health products, you have an quality of life. And isn't that what we're all here to experience, a great quality of life? Okay, so here's some biome. So the biome is really one of my favorite products because gut health is key for everything. Every time I've been a part of a clinic or treatment process for chronic long-term disease or anti-aging health, you've got to start with the gut. And more research is showing the gut is absolutely critical to all sorts of health, to mental health, to anxiety and depression and mental disorders and immune system. 70 to 80% of our immune system's in our gut. We really got to get our gut right. And the average middle-aged person has about 4.5 kilos of biome. That's a mixture of bacteria, viruses, parasites, funguses that live in our gut. And we need the vast majority of those to be ones that our body has a symbiotic relationship with. So we actually need some of these bacteria to help digest our food and allow us to get those active nutritional ingredients and to maintain an alliance with our immune system. So we're not fighting with our immune system. There are obviously bad ones down there, and they increase as in our food chain. We've either got bad food or food that's contaminated with chemicals and so forth. Over-sterilization is a real problem as well. I grew up in a household where my mum, following mainstream wisdom, kept a very clean house, much cleaner than I think was actually healthy. And I was subjected to the doctor's advice of antibiotics en masse. And now today, we've really proven there's been a lot of experience, a lot of science, a lot of people know that when they take antibiotics, they don't feel so good in the gut. Science has shown that when we take antibiotics, we kill bacteria in our gut that we can never get back. We can't even supplement with and get it back. There is a whole lot on our biome that has not even been studied yet. There is more DNA in our gut, in our biome, than we have in our entire body. And science is actually showing that our body is using some of that DNA. So, this is an area that we're going to see massive growth in the years to come. I have never seen a product that works as well as the Biome, and I have tried a lot. In fact, my mother-in-law tried every prebiotic and probiotic product I ever sold, and this was the first product she went, wow, I really noticed that. So yeah, so the Biome is pretty amazing, and it has a lot of impacts. You know, you can see there mental health, blood sugar level, cholesterol levels, you know, your blood pressure, all sorts of things. So it's quite extraordinary, the impact on that. Saw a comment there in the chat box. Cravings are a big one for me. Huge inflammatory problems. Absolutely. And really encourage you, Vera, to get on to looking at why you're getting cravings there and help reduce that inflammation for yourself. So yeah, so this is a challenge because of chemicals like prescription medication as well as a big cause of imbalances in the gut, and chemicals. So, you know, again, more of an argument to have a clean food source, organic food chain, that sort of thing. Water is a big one. When I'm doing health coaching with people, water is right up there on the top of the list. Like, get yourself a good water source. And that does not mean distilled water and reverse osmosis water either, because that's actually too clean. You need minerals in there. The water needs to be really good quality water. So, so think about that. But these can all lead to problems in our gut. And a lot of people are out there are drinking water that's got chlorine and fluoride in it, and yeah, causing problems to their intestinal gut flora as well. Why is that not clicking now? Let's move that on. Okay, so inflammation. If you've got inflammation in the gut, you have inflammation all over the place. We know today, anyone with spectrum challenge, they've got inflammation in the gut. So treating the gut is really key. Harry gave us this story. He said he suffered from digestive issues for 30 years. It was getting worse every year. After his recent checkup, he's been told much improved, and his specialist told him to see him in 2 years' time. He'd been on the Redox for 2 years and Biome for 1 year, and he's very happy with such a surprising result. So thank you so much for sharing that, Harry, and we're so happy that you got such a great result. So Amy, she was having some challenges. She said bowel movements went from 3 a week to 2 a day, so that's a huge improvement. Anxiety disappeared. Many people may not realize the connection between the gut health and mental health. And how you feel, and emotional health. Found didn't crave sugar and carbs so much. My stomach was happier and healthier. Awesome. Thank you so much for letting us know, Amy. It's really inspiring when we see people getting such great results from these products and they telling us. Yeah, fantastic. Very rewarding to know that you're having such an impact with people. So daily support for digestive health. It's got 16 different probiotic strains. It includes prebiotics, and prebiotics is kind of like the soil for the right bugs to grow in. And prebiotics are very important. They can also be an intestinal sweep. So they help sweep out some of the bad stuff and create the right environment for the good stuff. And there's herbal support in there to improve the environment as well. Let's talk about LifeMax. So LifeMax is an anti-aging and vitality formula. And in here is a bunch of different things that have been shown to really give some massive benefits to the body. When I used to do nutrigenomics, a lot of gene testing, the broccoli seed extract was a very big thing to really help increase genetic expression and reduce, increase the genetic expression for anti-cancer genes, things like that. And yeah, all of these products are fantastic. Cordyceps, I love cordyceps and medicinal mushrooms, amazing. So it's pretty clever product, this one, and it really is like your top shelf premium. You want to do everything you can for your health, then these kind of nutrition and nutrients and herbs are a very good way to top off all of the other things, all the other foundation of the good lifestyle of the Redox and the source and the Biome. So yeah, so there's a pretty interesting statistic from the pomegranate extract, an increase in antioxidant activity in the blood by 32% in only 30 minutes. That's pretty nice. A lot of people talk about how this is an anti-aging technology as well, this nutritional formula. So it's for those that want to keep looking the best that they can for as long as they can. Some herbs that are really important, the goticola, the astragalus and so forth. I love astragalus. Astragalus has always been one of my go-to herbs, one of my favorites, particularly, you know, anytime that you're under stress or, you know, pre-flu season or anything like that, anytime I'm at risk with my immune system, I use astragalus. So particularly when I'm traveling, I'll take higher doses of astragalus with me. But this product has already got it in it, which is fantastic. So this is another story. I've been on a CF for 4 years, but the last year, LifeMax took my energy levels to a whole new level. I feel that my joints are not so stiff. My energy levels are amazing. Also, my blood work is wonderful, and all the deficiencies have been rectified. So that was pretty amazing. I had another story very similar to a colleague, good friend, close friend of mine within the ASEA team, and he said the same thing. He'd been on the redox for a long time. He'd had good nutrition for a long time. He was actually in the health and wellness industry as well. Very, very fit, very health conscious. And he found when he added the Life Max into his regime, along with the redox and the other products, the Life Max was where he really noticed a massive increase in energy. And that's where I go back to what I said before. I want you to start to take an attitude of self-responsibility with your health and well-being, and listen to your experience. Like, be in touch with your body, listen to what your body's telling you, because sometimes we're all different. We all need different things. And if when you use these products or whatever products you are using, be self-reflective. And if you can, like, test and measure and see what is working for you. This is another testimonial. I absolutely love the Life Max. Better clarity of mind, energy, and the age spots on my body are almost completely gone. The Renew 28 takes care of it on my face, but those in my body have disappeared since I've been using the Life Max. Love it. So isn't that interesting? Okay, so the Life Max has got a lot of different benefits. Obviously, healthy, active lifestyle. Who doesn't want that? Cardiovascular health. Cardiovascular health is still the #1 killer, or cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer in the Western world. So that's kind of pretty important. If you don't know what regulating healthy cell division means, do your research. You absolutely need to know about this. This is affecting 1 in 2 Australians at the moment. 1 in 2 Australians will have a problem with this, and this is going on for all of us. So getting that under control is important, and promoting a normal inflammatory response as well. So inflammation is the underlying cause of all chronic degenerative disease. So dealing with the inflammation is really key. And some of the impacts of Life Max, and particularly the next product, Omega, really addresses those kind of issues. So have healthy immune system, as we talked before, with some of those herbs and things. Cognitive function, who wants to be able to think better and work smarter, not harder? So having a good brain and having nice, clear thoughts is also a huge quality of life improvement. Improved mood, antioxidant activity, eye health. Brindleberry actually was chewed by the Spitfire pilots in World War II and used to help them with their night vision. So yes, I used to sell quite a lot of Brindleberry when I had the health food shop to people dealing with eye issues, and fights the outside signs of aging, providing nutritional foundation for vital functions of the body. Okay, now I love this product. I love omega-3s, and they were always like very high on my list for people when they're saying, what should I do to improve my health? Omega is essential. So they call these essential fatty acids. Essential. That means we must get them. We can't make omega-3s in our body. And the vast majority have got way too much omega-6 in their body, the inflammatory omegas, not the anti-inflammatory omegas. And so this is a heart and a brain formula. And there are now countries around the world that are prescribing omega-3s for heart conditions. Now, that doesn't happen in Australia yet, not from a medical doctor, but I'm saying medical doctors in other countries are prescribing omega-3 for heart, blood pressure and different cardiovascular things. So, there's going to be, I think in the future, we'll see a lot more recognition of the importance of these essential fatty acids. Okay, so omega-3 supplement, this was created on the Alaskan pollock fish. And that is actually the largest biomass. So the largest mass of so that really talking about the most sustainable way in order to get omega-3. I used to sell bucket loads of omega-3 in the shop before I started to learn about the differences in quality and the horrific poor quality that is so common out there. A lot of the cheap stuff is, it's horrible. I would never put it in my body today. But this is on a very good source. Like all things with nutrition, it's the quality of the food chain that really makes the difference. Okay, so very high concentrations of EPA, DHA, so they're your active ingredients in your omega-3. And in the US, this product is actually certified to be able to say it's very good for blood pressure and actually can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Yeah, really, really interesting. And it obviously increases joint and eye health as well. These omega-3 essential fatty acids, they are used when the body wants to reduce inflammation. And the ratio is what's key here. And on this, this is a presentation that was given to us, but I actually disagree with it because it's saying there omega-6 to 3 should be 4 or less. So when I did nutrition, I was taught it should be 2 to 1. Okay, omega-6 to 3 should be 2 to 1. And it's saying their typical diets are 16 to 1 in the West. I was taught it's 50 to 20. 20 to 50 was the range of your average Westerner, 20 to 50 to 1 instead of 2 to 1. So you can see that is way out of control. A lot of people need omega-3 and not having the right ratio. And this kind of product is the way to deal with that. So as we said, wild caught is super important too. So farm fish is terrible. We do everything we can to avoid farm fish. When they farm animals, like if they are, what they're feeding the farmed animals is really key. And so there's a lot of high omega-6 grains and so forth that are fed to farmed fish. And that means that the fish doesn't have the right ratio of omega-6 to 3 themselves, right? And so, you know, you want your food chain to be wild and natural wherever you can, and organic and chemical free wherever you can. So wild caught is super important. It's getting much, much harder to purchase wild caught fish in Australia even. The fish consume the algae naturally found in their habitat, higher concentrations of omega-3 than farm fish. It's a natural triglyceride form, a sustainable source. As we said, it's the largest biomass. And here we talk about the TOTOX. It's called TOTOX. It's a score. And at the time of launch of this product, I'm not sure if it's changed, but at the time of launch of this product, this was considered to be the freshest fish oil in the world, which is amazing, right? That's another indication of the kind of lengths that ASEA goes to create premium products. Okay, so they are always looking to, you know, give the best of the best that they can to us and do their very best to provide that premium quality, because you need that to get your maximum benefit. Okay, so this has a lot to do with whether you taste the fish oil afterwards and how well it can reduce that inflammation as well, impact that. So yeah, a lot of people do complain of a fishy aftertaste when they have an omega-3 product. So it's also got some omega-5 in there. That may promote the natural inflammatory process. I've been talking a lot about the anti-inflammatory process. So when we hurt ourselves, we have a natural inflammatory process that we want to happen. If that doesn't happen, we've got a problem as well. Like say we bash ourselves and there's a swelling there, that's where the blood's going, it's taking the nutrients in there, and there's a whole lot of repair going on there. But if that lasts too long, that's where we have a problem. And that's where we then need the omega-3 and the anti-inflammatory process to take the inflammation away. It's chronic inflammation that is the problem. And that is the underlying cause of all chronic degenerative disease. So yes, we also want the good, healthy, natural inflammation process as well. So then it's got some omega-3, 7 in there, and that can be good for glucose levels and HDL levels as well. And I can never get this one right. I'm not even going to try today, and I haven't practiced it. It's hard to say, but it's a very, very well-known potent antioxidant. And you can see that this was put together to be a premium level of omega-3, and it's what I used. I love it. The recommendation on the bottle is 2 a day, but with that, the level of EPA and DHA in there, you can take up to 5 a day. I generally take about 3 myself. I tend to be fairly inflammatory. And you can see here, this was a before and after test for someone who was for 2 months on the omega-3. And you see it definitely increased improved their ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. Okay, so complete cellular health is not just the nutrition, it's not just the redox, it is both of them. And so we're very privileged, and it's great that we've got access in one place to top quality products. ASEA is the only place in the world where you can go that produces balanced bioidentical redox molecule products. But knowing that both of these is the key to complete cellular health, we live and die at the cellular health level, and so therefore we have to have both. We have to have the workers and the messages, the communication to help put the cell together. As if we're building a house, it's like all those workers and the foremen, they're the redox molecules. And then the nutritional range is like the raw materials that actually build our cells. And both is absolutely key. So thank you to ASEA for being the only company in the world to offer both and have complete cellular health. So if you'd like to find out more about these products, then please go back to the person that invited you along to the presentation today. And I think we are going to have a draw. And Nicole, are you going to come back on? Oh, sorry, that last screen there was about if you do purchase 3 or more of the products at one time, and you do have to purchase this through the NFR process, the not for retail program. So that is a special place within the website. You get $10 US off each product, which is a nice little saving. So best to buy a few at a time. So Nikki, are you going to do a wheelshare or something special there?
I am. I'm going to draw a prize. So this is only, you've got to have been on the call live to be in the winning for this. So here we go. Click to spin. I'm clicking. Nothing's happening. Who's going to win today?
Holy cow. Cool. Well done on being on the live call to get your name there. Elsie Barak, congratulations. Fantastic.
Awesome. So I'm going to put in the chat box my email address. You will need to email me so that I can get your prize out to you. So I'll just put my email address in the chat box for you, Elise.
Elise, so congratulations, Elise, for winning our prize for the day. So I hope you've got a lot out of our presentation today. You may have learned something. Maybe you've learned something that someone else needs to know about. You can add them into the Renew with Redox Facebook group and tag them on the Facebook Live that'll be left in there to help educate people. People around the world desperately need information about how to be well, how to improve their health, and how to have a good life. And I really feel privileged and honored to be a part of the information that after 25 years, this is exceptional. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of poor quality out there. ASEA is a company that has my trust and faith. They genuinely have our best interest at heart, and they produce extraordinary products, and they also have an incredible business opportunity for those that choose to have that. But it's easy to get distracted. These products are fantastic. They're the best I've found, and I just encourage you to give them a try, experiment. Like I said, use your intuition, use kinesiology, use bioresonance, check what's working for you. If you've obviously for each person is different, and if you've got specific needs, by all means, you may need a practitioner to help you go through that. But by and large, these products for the average person have given me the best feedback I've ever had in the industry, and I'm certain that they can help you too. So thanks for being on the call today. Knowledge is power. I love that. Who said that? Karen. Thank you, Karen. Knowledge is power. Absolutely. Get educated, and thank you very much for your participation. Thank you all for being on the call. You have a wonderful day, and go make a difference out there. Bye for now.